Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of valuable coins, specifically the top 5 most valuable 1-cent coins ever made in the United States. These aren't your everyday pennies, some of them are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about what's in your coin jar, you won't want to miss this list. Let's get started and see if you've got a hidden treasure. Let's get started. First up, let's start with a bit of history. The 1961 penny is part of the famous Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which began in 1959, replacing the earlier wheat penny design designed by Frank Asparo. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial in stunning detail, while the obverse still bears Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. With millions minted, the 1961 penny might seem common, but here's where it gets interesting. In 1961, the U.S. Mint produced these pennies at two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia minted coins carry no mint mark, while those from Denver are marked with a small d. Below the date, there were over 753 million coins made in Philadelphia and about 1.75 billion in Denver. While both are common in circulation, coins in pristine condition or with mint errors are what collectors go crazy for. This penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. Over the years, many of these coins have toned naturally, giving them rich brown, red-brown, or even full red hues. The color significantly affects value, especially for uncirculated coins. Collectors prize red designation coins, which show their original mint luster without oxidation. The value of a 1961 penny depends heavily on its grade, assessed by organizations like PCGS or NGC. In circulated condition, it's typically worth just face value. However, in MS-65 red mint state, values can range from $5 to $20. A 1961 DMS-67 red penny, certified and graded, has sold for over $1,000 at auction. That's right, a tiny cent turning into a treasure. Here's where it gets juicy: mint errors and varieties. Some 1961 cents have double dia versus DDO, where letters or numbers appear slightly double due to a misalignment during minting. These can command serious premiums, sometimes $50 to $300, depending on clarity and grade. There are also off-center strikes, die cracks, and repunched mint marks, RPMs, that are worth hunting for. So how can you tell if your 1961 penny is special? Start with a magnifying glass or a digital microscope. Look at Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date for signs of doubling. Inspect the mint mark closely, it might have been punched more than once. Also check the coin's surface. Clean, bright red coins with no scratches are more likely to be worth grading. If you're new to coin collecting, here's a tip: always store your coins in acid-free holders or flips to prevent damage. Avoid cleaning your coins, that can destroy their value. Focus on raw coins from rolls, estate sales, or your own pocket change. A small investment in coin books and a grading guide can go a long way in building your numismatic knowledge. Now, are 1961 pennies still increasing in value? In general, yes, especially high-grade certified coins and error varieties. The coin collecting market continues to thrive thanks to both passionate collectors and rising interest on social media. That's why we're here. If you're passionate about old coins, historical money, or just curious what treasure might be sitting in your jar, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. Whether you have a 1961 penny or you're about to start checking your change, remember, the smallest coins can hold the biggest surprises. Drop a comment below if you found a rare penny or want us to cover another year. And as always, keep collecting, keep learning, and keep the history alive, one coin at a time. Second up, first let's talk about the coin's design. The obverse of the 1976 penny features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a design created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, has remained virtually unchanged for decades. The reverse, which at the time featured the Lincoln Memorial, was the work of Frank Asparo and was introduced in 1959 for Lincoln's 150th birthday. Although 1976 was the year of the U.S. bicentennial, the 1-cent coin remained untouched by the special commemorative designs used for quarters, half dollars, and dollars. Now let's break down the mintage details. In 1976, pennies were minted at 3 primary facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. In total, over 8 billion Lincoln cents were struck that year. Philadelphia produced the most, followed by Denver. San Francisco primarily struck proof coins, which are specially made for collectors and not intended for general circulation. However, there's been some talk in collecting circles about a mysterious set of 1976 coins. More on that soon. When it comes to value, most 1976 pennies found in circulation today are only worth face value just 1 cent. However, the value can increase based on condition, errors, and whether it's a proof coin. A mint state 1976 penny with a grade of MS65 or higher could be worth between $1 and $15. Proof versions, especially if graded PR69 or higher, can fetch even more depending on the beer and demand. Some off-center strikes or double die errors can push these values into the hundreds. So what's the deal with the story? In recent years, collectors and YouTubers have been discussing the rumor of a limited set of 1976 pennies struck under highly controlled conditions act. An undisclosed or experimental minting site, sometimes nicknamed the Wild US Mint, officially operates only a handful of mints, including West Point and San Francisco. These 40 pieces are said to have unique properties like ultra-sharp details, unusual compositions, or anomalies not found in regular issues. Now, we should be clear, there is no official confirmation from the US Mint about the existence of edition of the 1976 penny. However, collectors claim to have seen unusually pristine specimens with subtle yet distinct characteristics like unusually deep strikes or different die alignment. Some even report a satin or matte finish, unlike the standard brilliant, uncirculated strike. Whether these are true errors, test strikes, or hoaxes remains an ongoing debate in the numismatic world. Regardless of whether the rumor holds weight, it does raise an interesting point about rarity and speculation in coin collecting. Even if an error or anomaly is unofficial, its uniqueness and backstory can still make it highly sought after among collectors in coin collecting. Narrative often adds as much value as metal, so if you happen to come across a 1976 penny with unusual features, don't be too quick to spend it. Let's not forget about grading. If you believe you have a rare or high-grade 1976 penny, sending it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC could dramatically impact its value. Graded coins provide assurance to buyers and often sell at a premium. Proof coins with cameo or deep cameo designations can especially stand out. And remember, error coins should always be authenticated before listing them for sale. Now, before we wrap up, make sure you smash that like button if you've learned something new today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive like this one. Every week we cover rare coins, hidden treasures in your pocket, change, and the fascinating history behind everyday money. If you have a 1976 penny, check the mint mark and examine it closely. You might be sitting on a small fortune, or at least a cool conversation piece. And finally, if you have a 1976 penny with unusual features, or you think it might be one of the mysterious strikes, share a photo or story in the comments below. We'd love to hear about it. You never know, your find could be the missing piece that helps solve a decades-old mystery in the numismatic world. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep collecting, keep questioning, and keep searching for those rare coins that history left behind. Third up, the 1979 Lincoln penny is part of a long-running series that began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse features Lincoln's bust, a design that has become one of the most iconic in U.S. coinage. The reverse, in 1979, still featured the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo before it was replaced by the Union Shield in 2010. These pennies are made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them a distinct reddish tone compared to newer post-1982 zinc-based coins. Mint marks and locations. In 1979, the Lincoln penny was minted at 3 locations across the United States: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. Each mint produced millions, actually hundreds of millions of these coins, but they aren't all created equal in the eyes of collectors. For example, the San Francisco Mint issued proof coins specifically for collectors, and these proof versions can carry a premium depending on their condition mintage numbers. To give you some perspective on how common the 1979 penny is, consider the mintage figures. Philadelphia struck over 6.25 billion coins. Denver produced more than 4.13 billion, and San Francisco made around 3.6 million proof coins. That's billions with a B, meaning that regular circulation coins are generally not rare. However, coins in uncirculated condition or with errors can still hold value well above 1 cent. Error coins and their value. Collectors are particularly interested in error coins from 1979. These include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped blankets, and repunched mint marks. For instance, a 1979 D penny with a dramatic off-center strike or A double die obverse can fetch anywhere from $10 to $100 or more depending on the grade. Even a small minting flaw can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's piece. Proof coins and cameo appeal. Let's talk about proof coins for a moment. Proof coins from San Francisco in 1979 were struck with highly polished dies on specially prepared blankets, giving them a mirror-like finish. The most desirable examples are those with deep cameo contrast, where Lincoln's portrait appears frosty against a mirrored background. A 1979 deep cameo proof in perfect PR70 condition can be worth anywhere from $15 to $50 or more depending on the market and grading authority. The value of a 1979 penny greatly depends on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor P1 to mint state MS70, with mint state coins showing no signs of wear. A typical 1979 penny in MS65 red condition can be worth around $1 to $5, especially from Denver or Philadelphia. Meanwhile, high-grade proof coins graded by PCGS or NGC can bring in significantly more due to their visual appeal and rarity in top condition. Subscription pitch: join the coin crew. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this deep dive into the 1979 penny and love learning about coins, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Here on the channel we post weekly videos exploring valuable coins, rare errors, mint history, and tips for building your own collection. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced numismatist, there's always something new to discover. Join the coin crew today and never miss an episode. How to identify valuable 1979 pennies. So how do you know if your 1979 penny is valuable? First, look for the mint mark under the date. Then examine the coin under a magnifier for signs of doubling, odd shapes, or missing details. Check for color too. Coins with a full red luster are preferred. If you suspect you have a high-value coin, consider sending it in for professional grading. Remember, the smallest detail can mean the difference between a common penny and a collector's gem. Conclusion and final thoughts. To sum it up, while most 1979 pennies are only worth a cent, there are exceptions that could be worth much more. Mint errors, proof coins, and those in pristine condition can fetch decent premiums. Whether you're a casual collector or hunting for treasure in your change jar, keep an eye out. You never know when you might stumble across a copper gem. Thanks for watching, and until next time. Fourth up, the 1988 Lincoln cent is part of a long-running series that began in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By 1988, the coin was well into the copper-plated zinc era, which started in 1980 to win the U.S. Mint shifted away from the mostly copper composition due to rising costs. The 1988 cent weighs 2.5 grams and features the familiar portrait of Lincoln by Victor David Brenner on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. Over 11 billion of these coins were struck in 1988, but not all are equal. In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents at two main facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, marked with a small d. Though common in circulation, some varieties from each mint are worth collecting, especially those with errors or transitional design anomalies. For instance, rare and valuable error known as the 1988 wide AM reverse was mistakenly struck using a proof die normally reserved for special proof coins. Most 1988 cents have a close AM configuration, so finding a wide AM is quite the prize. The 1988 wide AM variety is especially rare in the Philadelphia minted coins. In a normal close AM reverse, the letters A and M in America are almost touching, while in the wide AM there is a noticeable gap between them. This error only occurred due to a reverse proof die being used in the wrong production run, and collectors have paid between $100 to over $1,000 for high-grade examples of this variety, especially those graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC. Another variety worth noting is the 1988 D with reverse of 1989. This variety shows details more commonly found on coins struck a year later. Though subtle, these diagnostic features can help experts spot minting irregularities and transitional dies. While these may not fetch the high prices of the wide AM, they're still sought after by specialists and can sell for several dollars depending on condition and grade. So how can you tell if you've got one of these rare pennies? Start by flipping your coin and examining the spacing between the letters and M in America. If you spot a wide gap and the coin has no mint mark, you could be looking at the valuable wide AM variety. Always examine your coin under good lighting and magnification. Mint marks, die doubling, and even plating blisters can make a big difference in a coin's grade and worth. If you're collecting as part of a Lincoln cent set or thematic run, the 1988 coin plays an important transitional role. It represents the peak of copper-plated zinc production and precedes some of the most dramatic varieties in the early 90s, whether you're hunting circulated coins or investing in graded examples, including all known 1988 mint variants, adds historical depth and potential value to your collection. For collectors looking to stay updated on rare coin finds, auction results, and mint variety discoveries, subscribing to trusted numismatic newsletters and YouTube channels is essential. We offer weekly videos that cover coins like the 1988 cent, showcasing errors, grading tips, and market trends. Be sure to tap the notification bell so you never miss a new post, especially when we spotlight coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. To support your hobby further, you can join our Coin Club subscription. Members get access to detailed PDF guides, coin checklists, rare variety alerts, and monthly giveaways. We also host exclusive live streams where we review subscribers' submitted coins and even help identify potential treasure. If you're working on a coin set or just love US coinage history, becoming a subscriber gives you the edge every collector dreams of. And that wraps up our deep dive into the 1988 1-cent coin. Remember, it's not just the age of the coin that matters, it's the story behind its minting, the varieties that slip through the cracks, and the thrill of discovering something rare in the most unlikely places. Check your change, visit local coin shows, and always keep learning. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with fellow collectors. Until next time, keep hunting and happy collecting. Fifth up, the Lincoln cent has a legacy dating back to 1909, introduced to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By 2007, this coin still bore the familiar design of Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, created by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side at that time featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in use since 1959. This design would last until 2008, just before the bicentennial redesign of 2009. So yes, the 2007 penny is among the final years of the Memorial Reverse series, making it an important year for collectors seeking series continuity. By 2007, the Lincoln penny was composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, with a copper-plated zinc core. These coins weigh about 2.5 grams and have a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. While these might sound like mundane details, these specifications matter when identifying errors, counterfeits, and even off-metal strikes. Any variation from the standard weight or composition might indicate a valuable mint error, which we'll cover in detail soon. The 2007 Lincoln cents were struck at two major U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. There were no San Francisco proof pennies released for general circulation, but collectors could purchase special proof sets. In total, over 7.4 billion pennies were minted in 2007, over 3.7 billion from Philadelphia and over 3.3 billion from Denver. While these high numbers might make them seem common, certain mint marks and error types drastically boost a coin's rarity and value. Here's where things get exciting. Among these billions of coins, rare mint errors and die varieties have surfaced that make a 2007 penny worth far more than face value. Some of the most notable errors include double die obverses, DDO off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped plankets, struck through grease errors, and die cracks. Collectors particularly search for strong DDOs on the date and Liberty inscription and repunched mint marks. RPM from the Denver Mint. Let's run through some key highlights of the top varieties. For example, the 2007 D Lincoln cent with a strong double die outburst, showing noticeable doubling on Lincoln SIO. The word trust can fetch between $50 and $250. Off-center strikes of 10% to 20% are especially desirable, valued at $30 to $150 depending on eye appeal. Broad strikes that lack the raised rim and show a flattened design go for around $20 to $100. Then there are rare struck-throughs. Objects like grease cloth or even other plankets can leave bizarre but valuable impressions on the coin's surface. Some 2007 Lincoln cents with significant errors have already made waves at auctions. For instance, a certified MS-67207 D double die outburst penny sold for over $500 in a heritage auctions event. A 2007 penny struck on a dime planchet. That's right, a penny accidentally struck on a smaller silver-colored dime blank, fetched over $800. These record-breaking sales are proof that even modern pennies can pack a punch in the world of numismatics. If you think you might have a valuable 2007 penny, first check its condition. Coins graded MS-65 or higher, especially those with errors, are the most valuable. Look closely at inscriptions and Lincoln's features using a 10x loop. Consider sending particularly sharp coins to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Coins in circulated condition usually carry less value unless they feature an error, but even minor errors can make them worth holding on to. You might be wondering, how can you find these coins? Believe it or not, many collectors still find valuable 2007 pennies in pocket change, bank rolls, and old coin jars. It's all about knowing what to look for. Always store potential error coins in acid-free holders or to buy two flips to preserve their condition. Avoid cleaning them. Even a shiny coin loses value if it's been polished. Protect your finds now and they could appreciate in value over time. And there you have it, the fascinating world of the 2007 1-cent Lincoln penny. From double dies to off-center strikes, this seemingly common coin could be hiding a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more rare coin